With Batman v Superman being a couple days away, I decided to do this video for the newcomers who are very interested into the DC Extended Universe. But if you're a big hardcore DC fans, you'll still get a kick out of this video. I'm doing this video to help out those newcomers that come in, they have no idea what they're gonna get themselves into the movie, and I'll be answering some questions that some people probably don't have the answer to. Like, is Christian Bale still the Batman? Bruh. No, but to answer your question, no, Christian Bale is not the Batman. It's actually Ben Affleck. Also, near the end of the video, I'm going to list all the movies, comic books, and other things you should pick up right before you watch Batman v Superman. I'm already on my last day. I like to call it Batman vs. Superman preparation. Now you're asking yourself, why should I listen to this guy? Well, I've been covering Batman v Superman for over 3 years. I'm a hardcore DC fan, so if anybody else is brand new to the genre and wants to get into this, I'm your guy to ask any questions for. Especially what's going on with the TV and movie verse of the DC. They're doing a kick-ass job in the DC TV universe. Now we're barely starting with Batman v Superman to launch the DC Extended Universe. So no further ado, here we go. Now I'm going to list some things that you should know about Batman v Superman to help you get ready by listing some facts, some movies, and comic books, all in order to help you guys out. Before you watch Batman v Superman, here are some things you need to know. Man of Steel. This is not a Man of Steel sequel. Yes, it takes place in the same universe, but this is more of a Justice League prequel. Hence the name Dawn of Justice. They could have just called it Dawn of Justice League, but you know, there's no fun in that because, you know, the cameos that are supposed to be appearing, Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg, and who else knows there's somebody else in it. That's supposed to be a big surprise. So you're gonna go in Batman v Superman thinking like, I thought this was like a Superman sequel. It's not, like I said. It's a prequel to the Justice League where you're gonna get more reference towards anything. They're using Batman and Superman as a stepping stone to explain to you that these are the front runners, especially with Wonder Woman added to it. Those are like the main three of the front line, kind of like the frontier of the Justice League. But Warner Bros. Didn't want to throw a big old Justice League right off the bat. They wanted to acknowledge that they did have one movie, which was Man of Steel to start off with, and that this movie is gonna have Ben Affleck's Batman going toe-to-toe with Henry Cavill's Superman. Now the big question you guys are gonna ask, why are they fighting? Man of Steel's aftermath. With the mixed reactions of Man of Steel, people have to understand that Man of Steel was a setup to Batman v Superman. The destruction of Metropolis is what makes Batman and the other heroes step out of the shadows, hence the Dawn of Justice title. For the people that didn't like the destruction of Man of Steel, I understand you, trust me, I understand. They're using that Metropolis destruction for Batman v Superman. That's why Ben Affleck's Batman, you see him in the shot right here, he was there, he saw the whole destruction. That's why he's gonna play a big part in Batman v Superman. Why Batman thinks that Superman needs to be put down, because Batman said it better than me, I'll let him say it.
He has the power to wipe out the entire human race, and if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty. And we have to destroy it.
Just think of Metropolis attack as a terrorist attack in a way. Batman saw it for his own eyes, now he wants to take it upon himself to put Superman down. And you're asking yourself, couldn't they just ask each other that? You're right, but what would be the fun of that? I want to see them fight. This is a new Batman. Christian Bale's Batman takes place in another universe, guys. Ben Affleck will be way different from Bale's Batman. I want to address something. I am a big fan of the Nolan Batmans. Just Batman Begins and The Dark Knight are one of my most favorite comic book movies of all time. I would probably put them for sure, The Dark Knight, in my top 10 list. And if you guys want to see my top 10 comic book movies of all time, give this video a thumbs up. With Ben Affleck's great track record of movies and acting, this Batman looks like we're gonna be getting the Batman we all wanted. More like the Arkham style. And Ben Affleck's Batman is to be set like the one from The Dark Knight Returns. Now, if you guys haven't read The Dark Knight Returns, I recommend you picking that up. Again, like I said, near the end of the video, I'm gonna list a couple comic books and movies where you should watch in order. The Dark Knight Returns Batman is where like he is on the last end of his rope and he really has nothing to lose. The Batman in The Dark Knight Return is coming out of retirement, and you're asking yourself, newcomer, and I got you, why was this Batman in retirement? Well, this actually plays another part to another storyline, Death in the Family, where the Joker kills one of the Robins, which was Jason Todd. In the comic book, Jason thought he could take on the Joker himself while leaving Batman doing something else. The Joker brutally beats Jason Todd to death, then lets the building go into explosions. Now, for the newcomers, that's all I'm gonna say right now. But if you're interested to know more stories about Ben Affleck's Batman, I really recommend you pick up Death in the Family comic book Or if you don't have time, that's okay, you can pick up Batman Under the Red Hood, which is one of my all-time favorite animated movies. That's why Batman went to retirement. So in The Dark Knight Returns, they do use the death in the family as a continuing story of The Dark Knight Returns. Now, The Dark Knight Returns doesn't really have a prequel story, but I do recommend you pick up The Dark Knight Returns, or if you don't have time, that's alright, you can watch The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2 to get you up on that speed. So Batman v Superman is using the same storyline, The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman comes out of retirement, and we get the shot of Batman looking at a Robin suit, saying this.
20 years in Gotham, how many good guys are left? How many stayed that way?
Now, we have no idea if it's actually Jason Todd or the first Robin, Dick Grayson, but we do know for a fact that Ben Affleck's Batman went into retirement the same way like The Dark Knight Returns Batman, just because of a Robin's death, hence death in the family. The villains. The villains of the movie are Lex Luthor and Doomsday. Now, everything I'm going to be listing are more like speculations and guess because I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't really tell you much. But from the trailers, it looks like Lex Luthor hates Superman. And you're asking why? It's pretty much because of all that power that Superman has. See, Lex Luthor believes that nobody should have that power unless it's himself. I know what you're saying, that's kind of like selfish from Lex Luthor, which it is, that's why he's a villain. But I've seen interviews with Jesse Eisenberg, and he believes something like this.
No one should be more powerful than anyone else. You, by virtue of your, let's say, genetic makeup, are superior, and that can't exist. Of course, the flip side of this is that Lex wants to be the most powerful person. But Lex says, well, no, it's okay if I'm powerful because I'm a person, and I've created this thing, so, well, I've earned it.
Alright guys, so this is gonna be a speculation thing I'm saying. Give me a speculation tag, please. Thank you. Lex uses the Doomsday Project as a weapon to show the government that they don't need Superman. So Lex uses Zod's body from Man of Steel to make Doomsday. Now, from the trailers of what we got, it looks like everybody has a mixed reaction towards Doomsday. Now, I did another video to explain Doomsday, so if you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave everything you need to know in the description. But if you want to check out that video later about Doomsday, make sure to check out the YouTube card near the end of the video. But to give you a short answer, why does Doomsday look like this? See, the normal audience don't know who Doomsday is, so they think Doomsday looks like this. This is 100% true. He does look like that, but he never started just like that. In the earlier comics, Doomsday was in a containment suit right from the beginning of the comics. Now you're asking yourself why? Now I would recommend you checking out my video because I do explain that more. So basically the main question is, how come he doesn't have spikes, Jay? Well, my young little Padawan, that's because Doomsday was just born. From what we saw in the trailers, it looks like Doomsday just popped out and said, "Where's the pizza?" In the comics, Doomsday's father figure or whatever thought if he kept on killing his baby, because Doomsday was a baby before, then there would be nothing for him to die from. Basically, Doomsday needs to die to able to get those spikes come out. So when he dies, he's gonna die, like right off the bat. They're gonna kill him, or I have a feeling that Wonder Woman's gonna kill him. He's gonna come back to life with more horns sticking out, and then we're gonna get this final form of Doomsday. Now, I do recommend you picking up a couple stuff, guys, like All-Star Superman. I would pick All-Star Superman just because of Lex Luthor's part in that story. Now, the reason why I tell you to pick this up or watch the movie yourself, yes, there is a movie for that for you people that don't want to read the comic book. Just read the damn comic book. The reason why I say this, guys, is because it looks like they're taking some parts from All-Star Superman to Batman v Superman's Lex Luthor because of this shot right here where you see him in the jail cell, and then we got this mug shot of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, and he is wearing a orange jumpsuit. Dawn of the Justice League. Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice will be a stepping stone for the DC Extended Universe. While Marvel did one movie at a time, DC is doing something different. Some people might say, that's not gonna work, Jay. You need to establish everything in one movie. No, you don't. You don't believe me? Well, look at movies like X-Men, Watchmen, Guardians of the Galaxy, Big Hero 6, and Mystery Man. Yeah, that's right. I listed Mystery Man in that list. It's a classic.
Silent, but deadly.
That's good shooting.
That was amazing. It's disgusting.
So if you want to get ready for the Justice League, I would suggest picking up Jeff Johns' New 52 run. Dawn of Justice is like a mix between the Dark Knight Returns and the New 52 run of the Justice League from Jeff Johns, where Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Cyborg have to come together for the first time to defeat the biggest Justice League villain of all time, Darkseid. Darkseid is hinted in this movie from these shots that there's a big nightmare scene between Batman and Superman. That Omega symbol has to do with Darkseid. Now for the newcomers, Darkseid is a huge villain, the biggest villain. He's the head honcho. You ask anybody who's the biggest villain in DC, it would be arguably Darkseid. More likely, it would be Darkseid. It looks like this place could be a former Metropolis or Apocalypse. Apocalypse is where Darkseid's from, where Darkseid has minions such as parademons. They come and swoop you up and take you off. So then Darkseid could deal with you later on and either make clones of them or do something else with you. Who knows? Like I said, pick up Jeff Johns' New 52 run. It's a great storyline. The Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman are going to be in there. We don't know how much time they're going to get, but we do know they're going to be in there. So this would be a great addition for you. If you pick up the New 52 run of Jeff Johns' Justice League, you will be ready. You'll be understanding who they are. But for the people that don't got time to read the book, it's actually on Netflix right now. If you're watching this in the future, it's probably not there. But if you're watching this right now, when I upload this on Netflix, you can watch Justice League War, which is the same thing. They did change up a couple things. They switched out Aquaman for Shazam. Personally, I didn't mind it, but a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it.
Yeah, baby! Clap it up!
That's basically it, guys, but here's the movies and comic books that you need to pick up before you watch Batman v Superman. And if you already know all of this, that's fine, but if I were you, I would prep yourself for Batman v Superman so it makes the days shorter. Like 2 days ago, I watched The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, and then today I watched Part 2 to keep me up the storyline. So this is what you need to do, guys. Read or watch New 52 Justice League by Jeff Johns. After that, you need to watch All-Star Superman. Then you need to see Superman Doomsday. And you're asking yourself, why? Why should I do this? Well, Doomsday is a big villain for Superman, and Superman does, spoiler alert, die. He does die in the comic and movie, so check that out. Who knows what happens in Batman v Superman. After Superman Doomsday, you should really pick up The Killing Joke, since it does have to do with a lot with the Joker and Batman testing each other. A long time ago, I did do a review for The Killing Joke, so if you want to check that out, make sure to check out the YouTube card near the end of the video. It's a great storyline. It has a lot to do with Barbara Gordon, who was Batgirl in that series. But if you want more information about the Joker, and it's kind of like an origin story in a way, check out The Killing Joke. They're actually working on a Killing Joke anime movie right now, and I can't wait. I believe it comes out this July, so I'm excited for that. I know what you're saying, like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm not saying The Killing Joke is going to be part of this movie. Once they release the Ultimate Edition for Batman v Superman, which has 30 minutes of extra clips, guaranteed there's gonna be a Killing Joke scene in there. I can just promise you that. It's gonna have to be. So this would get you ready for the Ultimate Edition that's coming out later down the line of this year. Yeah, for Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition, I'm getting that. After you watch a Killing Joke, jump right into the Death in the Family / Under the Red Hood. And if you guys are lost, don't worry, I put the list in the description box, so that's how you need to watch in order before you watch Batman v Superman. The reason why I put this, Death in the Family, whatever you're gonna read or watch or whatever, is because it's the reason why Batman goes in retirement, and it's the reason why Batman doesn't kill. It explains the reason why he does the things he does. He has to deal with one of his former Robins coming back at him and haunting him. So yeah, I recommend reading the comic more than watching movies, but if you don't got time, you can always watch the movie Under the Red Hood, which has a great voice actor, Jensen Ackles voicing Jason Todd. Phenomenal job. They need to get him in more movies, in anime movies or whatever. He's great. After Death in the Family, pick up The Dark Knight Returns. Now they do have anime movies. There's a part 1 which explains about the mutants and Batman returning back. And then they have a part 2 which has to do with a lot with the Joker and Superman. The reason why there's 2 movies is because The Dark Knight Returns book is so huge that they didn't want to cram it all into one book. There was no way they were going to do it. The second one is basically about him fighting the Joker and dealing with Superman. So at the beginning of the movie you started with Joker, and then later on near the end you get the big climax of Batman and Superman fighting each other, which Batman v Superman is taking so much from this book. This is one of them I would highly recommend. Just read Dark Knight Returns or watch it or whatever. And the last one is Man of Steel. Like I said, Batman v Superman is not a sequel to Man of Steel. It's more like a prequel to the Justice League. But there are Easter eggs that lead up to this movie. You got the Batman Easter eggs, you got the Aquaman Easter eggs. They were getting ready for this movie for a long time, guys. So Batman v Superman is a prequel to the Justice League, which we are going to get Wonder Woman first, then Justice League Part 1. There's a 2-part story, so Part 1 will come out next year. And I'm just going to throw some bonus ones. If you already watched all of those, I recommend you picking up Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, and Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Also, my surprise bonus, my surprise bonus, I would recommend you watch Watchmen. And yes, I said watch, don't read. It has nothing to do with Batman v Superman. The reason why I say watch Watchmen is because it was directed by Zack Snyder. So if you want a big feeling of how the Justice League is going to come together, what is it like how Zack Snyder puts his actors together each other, like, you know, with Rorschach and Night Owl. There's going to be a ton of similarities from Watchmen and Batman v Superman. I guarantee you're going to be like, damn, that's like from Watchmen. Especially if you ever watch Watchmen, you know, like, you can get lost in that movie and be like, man, this could have been a great Gotham. So I believe Zack Snyder's gonna take some inspiration from Watchmen to Batman v Superman. But that's all I got for today, guys. Right before we get off, I want to say thank you for everybody who's just behind me for 3 years. With this journey we had, we finally gonna get the movie. You guys are gonna see it in a week. I'm gonna see it in a couple days. But just to keep you guys excited, I'm also gonna be doing a giveaway. Now, what am I gonna be giving away? I'm gonna be giving away the Nightmare Batman. Where is he? Where is he? This guy right here. You're gonna be able to get the chance to win one of these. Now, there is a small little tiny catch, all right? And I know some of you guys are gonna get mad at me, but that giveaway is only for the people that are outside the US. I did another giveaway for the Trinity, whatever, on my Twitter, and everybody was excited, but some people were like, you know, what about us? The people that live in the UK, Canada, Mexico, and all that. I'm like, I got you. All you need to do is 1, like this video, 2, follow me on Twitter at JaeRoar, and 3, at me on Twitter with the hashtag JaeRoar giveaway, hashtag Batman v Superman. Again, if you lost, I'll leave all information in the description box to keep you updated. But thank you guys so much for everything. My name is JaeRoar, and I am the best at what I do, and that's giving you that 1-2 punch.
Never forget, I am the fastest man alive.
You're a monster. I'm gonna stop you.